Hi guys, it's been a while. As a lot of you can see from the title, I have quit van life, and in this video I'm going to tell you guys what happened after the last video I uploaded until now. I'm going to tell you why I quit, what those reasons were, what that looked like, and what I am going to do now. Also, I am pet sitting for my twin sister, and this is Matcha. This is Matcha, and then Zuko might be running around also. So if you see cats, that's why. That's whose cats they are. So okay, so I quit van life, and that was about, let's see, today when I'm filming this, it's September 28th, and we got back to Austin around like August 13th. So it's been about 6 weeks since I have been home, and I haven't touched my camera or really been on social media because I have had a lot of ups and downs with this whole experience. So this might be a long video, and I'll try and put timestamps if you're just curious about one particular aspect of it. But without further ado, let's get into talking about why I quit van life. So for those who are new here, a little backstory. I quit my job in March and bought a 2020 Mercedes Metris with the intention of taking it on the road to do van life. I wanted to try and hit as many national parks as I could because I'm really big into hiking. I wanted to explore the Pacific Northwest, and I also wanted to go all in on my YouTube channel and, you know, be more consistent with the hopes that I could become like a paid travel vlogger. That was always something I wanted to explore, and so I figured now was the chance to do it. So one of the first reasons that I decided to quit van life was for those who don't know, I don't know if I've talked about it, I have suffered from driving anxiety as a result of a panic attack that I had while driving, I think back in 2017. For about 2 years, I did not drive at all. I could not drive. The anxiety was so bad. And so I ended up structuring my life so that I didn't have to have a car in Austin. And that was that. I attempted to go on medication for my anxiety, but I ended up getting off of it because, I don't know, there was a part of me that just really didn't want to accept how bad my driving anxiety was, but we can talk about all that in another video. Basically, what I'm trying to get at is that I was hoping that by driving my van every day, I would have exposure therapy, essentially, and that my driving anxiety would subside, but that just never happened. I mean, initially I drove for like the first 4 or 5 days solid. Justin didn't drive at all. Like, I drove all the way up to Arizona, and I was able to do it. Like, I am able to drive. Like, I am a great driver. However, when I do drive, my heart rate is so high, and it's like this constant state of like heightened adrenaline that when I stop driving, I feel absolutely horrible, like just completely shot. And I just started kind of losing my mind, honestly. Like, I was going batty. I was crying all the time. I was irritable. And finally, Justin, after he had asked many times to offer helping me, I let him drive. And that ended up helping with us actually like logistically getting from place to place. But there was a part of me that just felt trapped in the van all the time, because if Justin went and did something and I, you know, had the van, I just wouldn't drive it anywhere, especially in new cities. I have a video that I think I'm gonna make where I just sit and talk about this with you guys. So I will save it for another time, but the driving aspect of van life was really, really hard for me, and it never got easier, even though I thought it would. So the second reason that I decided to quit van life was you just don't have a lot of balance when you're on the road. You spend a lot of your time just trying to get your basic needs met, like where are you gonna sleep, and what are you gonna eat, and how you're gonna cook it, and how you're gonna go to the bathroom. And then also, we didn't really have a lot of plans, like planned things to do. So there was decision fatigue, trying to just decide like where did we wanna go. When you have the entire country as a place you can go, there's just a lot of trying to make decisions. Should we go here and then here and then here? And ultimately it just started to, I think, really wear us down, Justin and I, because we just constantly were having to decide something at all times. And you know, when you're doing that also, van life, I mean, you're constantly on the move. So you're not really developing super deep connections with people. You're passing through towns, and you're basically window shopping into other people's lives. And Justin and I were just pretty much with each other and nature for 3 months straight with the occasional bouts of meeting people. I knew that it wouldn't be the most social thing to do, van life, but I did not realize just how isolating it was. And as someone who self-isolates when I'm anxious or depressed, I know that that is the kiss of death to start isolating. And I started to feel really, really out of balance in terms of like not wanting to make decisions and just wanting to lay in the van on my phone a lot. The third reason is I missed my family and my social network. And also I missed Austin a lot. One of the reasons I took the van out, one of the other reasons, was to kind of see what other cities would be potential places I could live. The Pacific Northwest was always of interest to me. We went to Bozeman, which we loved. Bend, Oregon, Seattle, Portland. These were kind of cities and towns that I was curious about seeing. So I could tell, you know, I could gauge if they would potentially be places I'd want to live. No matter where we went, Austin still reigned supreme in my mind. And on top of that, my entire family lives in Austin. As time went on, I just missed my sisters and my brother and my moms so much. You know, as I get older, I'm about to turn 30, it's just really hit home the more I keep traveling, how much I actually just really want to be with my family and spend as much time with them as possible, because I can't get my time back and my family members, you know, won't always be around. Like they might move, you know, my parents like are getting older, and I just want to spend as much time with them as possible. Sometimes when I go out, when Justin and I would go on a big hike and we'd come back to the van at the end of the day, I just really wish I could have walked through my parents' house, sat on the couch and watched an episode of TV. Like I didn't need the big hike, I just needed them. So that was probably one of the biggest reasons I quit van life, was I was incredibly homesick. And after I left home, I realized I just wanted to be home. The fourth reason that I decided to quit van life was finances. So if you watched my previous video, I was stressed out about my finances. I'm very good with money, and I had a pretty substantial savings before I started van life. However, two factors. One, I did not factor how much van life, or I did not predict how much van life actually would cost once you were on the road. And two, my YouTube channel did not favor, or the algorithm did not favor my van life videos. And I not only did not make pretty much any money on them, the YouTube algorithm actually pushed them out to less people each video. So I would upload a video, and out of my 43,000 subscribers, the algorithm would only show it to like 400 people. And then out of that, like 200 of them would watch my video. So it was just really demoralizing, because you know, I understand how YouTube is the long game. Like I've been on YouTube for years now, and I knew that it would probably take a while for my videos to pick up traction, but I had faith that they would slowly pick up in a positive trend, and they just didn't. And I wasn't prepared for that. I was, I guess, blindly optimistic. And, you know, at some point, I don't think it reflected as much on my videos as it did the algorithm, but you know, I'm not here to cry about it. Like the truth is, like I just wasn't making any money through YouTube, and that was kind of my ace in the hole, what I was hoping would happen. So I had to make some decisions. Was I gonna supplement my income by getting a part-time job online, or was I gonna go home? And as the reasons earlier showed you, home was definitely somewhere I wanted to be, so I needed money, and yeah. And then the fifth reason was, it was, you know, just a little too much of a good thing. I love hiking, and this goes back to the balancing reason as well. But we were hiking like every single day, and at some point, you know, you're doing these amazing hikes, but when you do them every single day, they kind of lose their charm. And before you know it, you are almost going to work by hiking these mountains. And I just felt like it was so tiring, just not only physically, but like you're hiking and exerting a lot of energy, physical energy, and then you're sitting and driving. And so like my body was not okay. Like I said, guys, I will be 30 this year, and I'm a pretty active person, but van life is just physically really tiring on the body as well. So with all that being said, Justin and I we're still planning on going forward. And then there was a phone call that I had with my mom where I just basically was like, I do not care what I am doing. I want to come home right now. And she was just like, well, then come home. So It felt warm, it felt right. I called my boyfriend. He had actually flown back to Austin for something, and I just told him like, hey, when you can, book a flight out here and let's drive this puppy home. So we ended up driving from Bend, Oregon back to Austin through like Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma to hit some new states, and arrived back in Austin on the like 13th of August. So that is, in a nutshell, why I quit van life. I don't regret it at all. I think it was absolutely an amazing experience. I think for me, like, one thing that I learned or realized about myself was that the things that I thought I wanted, you know, adventure, travel, spontaneity, just kind of flying by the seat of your pants, and really just going all in on something that I thought I really wanted, which was making money while traveling. As I started getting out there and doing those things, I realized that wasn't actually what I wanted. I was slightly off the mark. And what I mean by that is, you know, there was a point where I was making my vlogs that you guys all watch, and I thought to myself, like, what if one of these does blow up and I get all these sponsorship offers and I start making all this money, and the decision in front of me is like, hey, you can actually have exactly what you're asking for. You can make money while traveling. The question that I started asking myself was, if everything I wanted came true, would that really be what I wanted? Because I was incredibly homesick and I wanted to just be home. And so the idea that the idea that my money could potentially be tied then to travel actually didn't sound good to me anymore. Like, I love traveling, I will travel to the day I die. But if I had to travel for my livelihood, for money, would that make it no more fun? You know, I really started realizing that I actually didn't want to get what I thought I wanted to get. So that was a life lesson there. And so I just accepted that I'm in a new phase of my life. I no longer want to gallivant around and just explore. I want to nurture and deepen relationships. I want to have more stability and routine and just enjoy kind of the smaller things in life, and then occasionally go and do fun trips. And so once I realized that, I quickly understood that this was my higher power's way of saying, like, hey, we are standing in your way because this is not actually what you want. And now that I'm back home, I have been just so much happier. So it all worked out in the end. Okay, so going forward with my channel, so when I got back home, I was so burnt out and emotionally overwhelmed. You know, coming back home, I had to fight off, even though I knew it was best, feeling like a failure a little bit. Also just feeling, you know, those months of fatigue kind of come to the surface. I slept a lot, I ate a lot, and I played video games a lot. I just kind of went into like recharge, hibernation mode, where I just shut out the world and I've been living at my mom's house and just kind of recuperating. And during the 6 weeks since I have been home, I also wanted to embark on a new challenge that will bring us into the final part of this video, which is what is next for me and for this channel. For me, I came home and decided that I actually wanted to attempt to get what I like to call a big girl job, a corporate job, or just something of the like. I feel like I've always kind of picked easy jobs because I, you know, didn't want to be invested in my job in case there was ever a travel opportunity that came up. I wanted to be able to cut ties and go and not worry about it. But like I said, now that I'm getting older, I feel like I have a lot to give, and I just want to also explore the corporate world. I know so many people talk shit about it and just have like their opinions about it. I'm not saying any of that is true or not true. I just don't have any experience in it. So there was a part of me that felt like I was ready to explore a more professional environment, a more challenging environment, and a more stable environment. So I had my boyfriend help me write a resume, and I started applying, and I was lucky enough to get actually a very awesome job that I'm super, super excited to start. It will start in about a month, and I'm scared because it's a whole new endeavor, a whole new chapter, but I'm very excited for it. So I want to go buy all the business clothes, and yeah, I'm really excited. With that said, I think I will sell the van. So if any of you want to buy it, let me know. I do eventually want to have a car and drive, but I'd also like a car that would have more than just 2 seats. And because I am starting a new job, I will not be doing long haul road trips anytime soon. So the cost for the van just doesn't really make any sense for me at this time. So I am gonna part with Pebbles at some point. I just have to muster up all the energy to do that. So as far as my channel goes, I made that video about me having anxiety. When I filmed that, I was actually in Bozeman, Montana, and that was about a month into travel. So I have roughly 2 months worth of footage left that I have not edited because, you know, if I just started making vlogs again with no context, people would be confused, thinking I'm still on the road. Also, some of the vlogs, or some of the footage I have not wanted to look at because I got to be in a pretty dark place at some of the points on the trip, and watching that footage, I just didn't know if I was like ready to watch it and to edit it. And yeah, okay, but regardless, I do want to have those videos for you guys and for me, just for memories. So I am going to start piecing together some of the final vlogs, and I might do it in a different style where I sit and talk to you guys and then fill in the clips so that the story makes sense and that I don't try and just go my normal style, because all of this happened months ago. I do want to make those videos, and I will be uploading the remaining vlogs. I don't know how many there will be, and then once all of that is caught up and I am current in terms of like all the footage that I have is out there, I really don't know what's gonna be next for this channel. You know, there's a part of me that really likes making vlogs, but there are other endeavors like podcasting that I have been interested in exploring. And yeah, so I think what will end up happening is I will maybe make vlogs every now and then, but I don't know if I will be as active on my YouTube channel as I used to be. And if I am active, it'll probably be just whatever content I am feeling or doing that will be on the channel. So with that said too, you know, the people that have followed me from day one, I just can't thank you enough. You guys are the ones who have, you know, made me feel like my videos matter and that people are watching them. Because at first it started off just being kind of a video diary for myself, and then the hope was that I was inspiring people to travel. And you know, now going forward, I think they're going to be, again, just kind of for me and my friends and family, and for the people who feel like they know me to watch and just kind of enjoy them. And, but like I said, I do want to still be putting content out there. It might just be in a different medium. It has been a crazy 6 weeks, and I apologize for not filling you guys in sooner. I was avoiding my YouTube channel because I felt like I was letting you guys down. But you know, at the end of the day, it's my life and I have to do what's best for me. And this was not a failure, but it was definitely did not go the way that I expected to, but you know, that's life and we are gonna move forward. So you will be seeing vlogs coming out. I don't exactly know how they will be formatted and stuff, like I said, but you will see those, and we will wrap up van life together, and then we will see what the future holds. Okay, bye guys.